we have reached the final day of speaking about leadership awareness. And this is most important, and it's the most difficult for a leader. And that is being aware of how what's going on in your life affects your ability to lead and your team. I'm going to start off with a little personal story. It happened to me over 40 years ago, and I was going through a very serious family crisis. It was debilitating, and I lost myself in my work. I led a small team of 4 people, and I simply, when I got to work, I just buried my head in the sand. I did my work. I worked with my team. I didn't discuss anything with them about what was happening to me personally. And I thank God for that team of people, because one day they decided to call me into a meeting. And they asked me point blank, what in the world is going on in your life? You are not the bundle of joy and energy that you usually are. You are cross, you are difficult, you are clipped. And that's not the Denise we're used to working with, and we want to know what's going on. My team actually called me on the carpet, and I am very, very grateful for that day. I did admit to them what was going on in my life. They encouraged me. They understood what was going on with me. They encouraged me to go to my boss about the situation, which I didn't really want to do, but I ultimately did do. And because of that, I got the support that I needed to navigate some very difficult waters in my personal life. Now, why do I tell you that? Because at that time I was a young leader. 40 years ago, I was young. Some of you would realize that I was only probably about 5 years old. No, that is not true. I was quite an adult. However, what I came to understand through that circumstance was that what happens in my personal life really does affect my ability to lead well. And I need to manage my life in a way that does not affect how I lead. Now, that is sometimes very difficult, because sometimes we go through some really horrific circumstances. We're human beings like everyone else. And when we are going through those circumstances, sometimes we may need to share with our team, gee, I've got some things going on right now. I can't really share with you what they are. They are a little rough. And please let me know if I'm behaving in a manner that is not appropriate for you. Now, there are things that you know that you should not do as a leader, but there are other things that you may not even realize that you're doing because you're just simply emotionally upset or you're physically in pain. And so you have to let people know. A much more recent circumstance in my life was while I was teaching, and I had blown out my knee and I was really in a lot of pain. And I had to tell students at the beginning of the class, I am in a pretty significant amount of pain. So if it seems as though I'm a little preoccupied, please forgive me, because I have to manage the pain. And I was managing my pain without painkillers. So my students understood. They understood when I needed to sit to teach, because I generally prefer to stand when I teach. But I have learned that if you just let people know when there's something serious going on in your life, you don't have to let them know what it is. With my knee, it was very obvious because I was in a great big brace. But you need to let them know, I'm going through something very serious right now. So if I seem a little out of sorts, please forgive me and please let me know if I'm going a little too far, because sometimes you don't realize if you're going a little bit too far. But being aware of your personal circumstances and understanding that You take you with you wherever you go, whether it's home, whether it's socially, whether it's shopping, whether it's your job. And so how you are affects what you're going to do as a leader. And that's very, very important to be aware of. Once again, I encourage you to be aware. I thank you for taking the time to listen to this segment of videos about being aware. And we are next going to speak about the diligence of leaders. Take care, be well, have a great evening.